Hello, good people. I'm gonna start. It's me. I'll start by introducing myself correctly. Hi, it's me, Miss Tina Z, your favorite gender non-conforming ukulelist and vocalist. Now I'm gonna launch into what I was about to say. This is a heavy song I'm doing. It's an original. I wrote it. I've been writing it over the last several days, maybe for the last week or so. It's called I Know the Enemy. I Know the Enemy. It came about, I was trying to remember how or... okay, so it came about... So hard to explain this. So, there's the documentary on Netflix called Will and Harper? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Will and Harper, Will Ferrell and Harper Still, who's a trans woman who Will had known as a male, and Harper transitioned, and so they did a documentary. Anyway, I made the mistake of clicking on a picture of Will and Harper giving an interview on Facebook. And I don't know why I do this, but the comments were just horrific. They were just horrific. Mean. Endlessly mean. Anti-transgender. Just garbage. It's garbage. It's just garbage. It's just mean for no reason. You know the drill. You've been online. Anyway, so that's when I started. I posted about how awful it was on my Facebook page that just a picture of them being in an interview sparked this sort of bile and nastiness. And as my Facebook friends always do, they jumped in and said, "Hey, Tina Z, we got your back. Oh, by the way, I was going to say, this dress, did you notice the Z? How cool is that?" Anyway, so my friends, when I posted how awful that was, my friends jumped in and said, "Tina Z, we have your back. We love you." And I love my friends very dearly. And it occurred to me as I was reading all these very wonderful things that I don't know how to put it. It matters. It matters very much. But in the realm of how those mean comments affect me, it doesn't matter. It does not matter that my friends support me. In that realm only. Overall, yes, of course, it's beautiful, and thank you to my friends. Thank you to my friends. It's such a hard topic to explain. And so, as these comments were coming in, these beautiful, beautiful, wonderful comments, it occurred to me that I should try to write a song about it, to try to explain it. And then the documentary Will and Harper came out, and there's this scene in the documentary, and I just watched it a couple nights ago with my sweet baby cakes, and there's this scene where they go to a some kind of car race. They're like these little buggy cars racing on a dirt track, and they're somewhere in Oklahoma, and they're chatting up with other fans of this sport, and Harper says, basically, I used to go out to these things all the time, and before I transitioned and had no worries about it, and now after I transitioned, I kind of, I'm a little bit afraid to go to these things and feel safe. And the complete stranger that she was talking to said, "If you like it, come out." And it was a very touching thing for this person to say. So anyway, later on, Will and Harper are walking to the car, and Harper said something along the lines of, "I'm not afraid of the people here, or I'm not afraid of these people. I'm afraid of hating myself." And that's what it's all about. That's really what it's all about. So when I see these awful transphobic, hateful comments about any trans person, it's not that I give a rip about what some ignorant stranger thinks of me. I really don't. The problem is this, that inside my head, there's a little part of me, because of growing up in the United States of America in this era that I'm living, there's a part of me that agrees with the hatred. That's the worst part of it. And so when Harper said that, when Harper said, I'm afraid of hating myself, that was it. That was just like, okay, now I can finish the song. Because that's what it is. It's like, that's your enemy. The enemy isn't these idiots. They're idiots. And they may always be idiots. And so I can't do anything about that. But the enemy is up in here, because we grow up wanting this intricate part of ourselves not to be. We grow up like, I don't want to be this, because that's to be feminine, especially growing up in the Midwest. Harper grew up in Iowa. I grew up in Nebraska. To be feminine in any way was like like there's nothing worse that you can do. It was just the worst. And so that's always in your head, at least apparently for Harper, and for me, certainly. That's always in your head. It's not, I'm hurt by what this stranger has said. It's, what the stranger has said has reminded me that there's a piece of me that agrees with this hatred of myself. It's hard to explain. It's very difficult. But anyway, I tried to explain it in this song. And the song is big, and it's sad, and it's emotional, and it's purposefully heart-wrenching. But I wanted to portray that emotion of it, and I wanted to be honest with it. And so that's what I've done with this song. It's called I Know the Enemy. And thank you to Harper and to Will for doing what you did. I enjoyed your documentary. And if you learn anything from this, let me know. I always want to help in that regard too. So here it is. My new song, I Know the Enemy. I don't know how best to say this, but let me take a whack. The hate being spewed is darkness, but for those who have my back, your candlelight will strike a glow, won't the light of your choice. But here's the horror you don't know. Inside my head's a tiny voice. I know the enemy, I know the enemy, I know the enemy is me. That voice whispers at the worst of times, they are right, you are vile. I'm glad my friends won't play, but it seems not worthwhile. Strength and shame and blame opens up the floodgates, extinguishes your flames. I know the enemy, I know the enemy, I know the enemy is me. My enemy can't die without my suicide.
not to lie. You want to fight these hateful trolls with loving words of joy and beauty? But what do you do once you know my biggest hater is me?